LA Boogie, did your thing, baby. Monster Trey.
I got the music blasting, coming out my headphones. I got my cup.
What's up, lovely fam? It's your girl Monique, and if you're new here, welcome to Storytime with me. Now, this story time was prompt from my last story time, so if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and check that out. But as I was doing that story time, what popped up in my head was a conversation that me and my husband had about our children and hearing them out with speaking on what's going on with them. So this is the situation. I just think of a reason of why she was crying, because I can't exactly remember why she was crying. But she came in the living room crying, and my husband was like, "Girl, shut up, that noise going on back there in the room." So I said, "Babe, you ain't even hear what she had to say." He was like, "Babe, we can hear what's going on back there. You know, you hear them arguing about the TV. That's the scenario." So I said, "Yeah, even though we can hear what's going on back there, you still should have heard her out." I said, because what that do for her, that give her a voice, so when things is going on with her, she know how to express herself and tell what's going on with her. And not only that, when she know that if she come to mommy and daddy, we gonna listen to what's going on with her. So I said, you still should have heard her out. And I said, regardless of we can hear back there, it may be something that we miss. And hearing her out, that will help us catch that, and then we can be able to talk her through the situation, whether she'll right or wrong, and she'll know how to resolve the situation or whatever. I say, prime example, they get older, say we keep doing that because we feel like we know what's going on. When she get older, or when her and her siblings get older, they not gonna want to come and talk to us, because it's gonna be, if I go tell mom, if I go tell dad, they gonna already feel like they know what's going on with me, so they ain't gonna want to hear me. I don't want that to happen. I don't care how old my children get, I want them to still come and talk with me. Now with my oldest son, it was a learning trial for me, and now that with his younger siblings, I feel like I have through learning how to deal with my oldest son, I feel like I can better apply it with his siblings, which I wish I would have been able already to learn and been able to apply it with him. But you know, that's how life goes or whatever. So I said that will help them to be able to come talk to us in the future. And I say, okay, let's just say something going on with them and they come talk to us, and you be like, shut up that noise, I already know what's going on with you, yada yada yada, and you send them on their way. You just sent them back into harm's way. You ain't heard them out. You ain't gave them, say, well, in this point right here, you was wrong, or that person was right. You ain't gave them no solution to the issue that they going on. So you just sent them back into harm's way with no help of how they should handle the situation. So I use this example to try to get my point across to my husband of why we should always hear our babies out, regardless if we feel like we know what's going on with them, regardless if they're in the room playing and we can hear them or whatever. I told him, I said, we should always give them the floor to speak, because that gives them a safe place to know that they can come talk to us. And I use this example, and I tried to think of the worst example that I could, because I really wanted to get my point across to my husband. I said, okay, what if somebody had done violated them? And when I say violated them, I mean touched them in a way that they shouldn't be touched. And I said, multiple times in the past, we never heard them out when they had something going on. I said, something like that happened, come to their mind, I want to go tell mom, I want to go tell dad, but they don't never listen to me, so I can't go tell them because they ain't gonna listen to me anyway. I say, well, we want something like that to happen. Heck no. Because I would want my babies to come to me and let me know, so I could do whatever I need to do in the best of my ability, so to make it stop and make sure it don't happen no more. So that's the example I used. And when I used that example, it was a long pause. I guess my husband, he was really, really taking it in or whatever. But I used that example to let him know, this is why we need to hear them out, regardless if we know or feel what's going on with them. Regardless if we can hear what's going on in the next room, we still need to hear them out, because in the future, that create a place in them to know that if I got something going on in my life, I know it's two people I can come talk to. That's my mom and my dad. So that's why I use that example. So this story time is just that hear your babies out. Hear them out. talk them through it, give them a solution of how they should handle it. Because when the older they get, they gonna have other people in their lives that give them advice. And so for me, I want to be in that mix of people that be able to still be able to get my baby's advice. Just like my oldest son, I told him, I said, well, now that you have hit this age, it's no longer Mom, you come to me and say, Mom, can I? Now is pretty much you telling me what you're doing because you're grown now. I say, so now I have became an advisor to your life. Now, what I mean by being an advisor to his life, like whatever he got going, I could give him my advice, but it's up to him whether he want to take it or not. And I just have to pray that the people around him that he do have giving him advice, that they giving my baby some good advice. So that's just the my story time with me. Hopefully short and sweet. Just be able to give your babies the floor to come talk to you. Hear them out, regardless if you feel like what's going on, regardless if you feel like you know your child. Just hear them out so that way they know they do have a safe place with you to talk to. All right, until next time.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Because real recognize real.